The states are fighting back, and it's about dang time. What's up, everybody? I'm Chris, and this is episode 19 of Patriot Party News. Today, we're going to cover 3 stories that I find particularly exciting because it's an example of states that are combating federal overreach. Our first story takes us to Arizona. Arizona legislative panel advances 2 gun bills. The first bill would prohibit police and sheriffs from enforcing federal gun laws that violate the Second Amendment. The other would allow people with concealed weapons permits to carry guns in public buildings and events on public property unless there are metal detectors and security screeners. So everybody who's a police officer or a federal employee has taken an oath to preserve the Constitution of the United States. So finally, it is nice to see a legislative body that has the courage to say, if you enact illegal gun laws, we will not enforce them. But furthermore, not only will we not enforce them, we won't allow you to enforce them. This is one of the most important things that can happen because the federal government does not have the right to impose these kinds of restrictions on states. The states are the ultimate authority on what goes on in their borders, and it's about time that we get to it. You know, we can thank the fine people of California for showing us that the sanctuary state policies are constitutional and that there's nothing that the federal government can do about it. So thanks a lot, California. Our next story takes us to Arkansas, where the Arkansas House passes a near total abortion ban bill, and now that bill moves to the governor. Now, the governor is a little bit concerned about this bill because it does not leave any provisions for incest or rape. I have my own opinions on that. I don't really want to go into it, but this bill is in the right step. It's out there to protect life, and that's exactly what we need to do. You know, a lot of people, they find the pro-life topic to be very complicated, but for me, it's not very complicated. And if you're a libertarian and you say that people have the right to their own body autonomy, I completely disagree, because the life of the baby is also protected by the Constitution, right? That baby has the right to life. So as far as I'm concerned, stepping up an abortion ban is an excellent step. There are provisions in this law that allow abortions in the case of danger to the mother. So I feel like that's the right move. There is an argument for incest and rape, whereas you did not choose to have sex, and therefore you should not be held liable for it. And I'm willing to entertain that argument, but there are people that are hard, fast, no, absolutely, this baby is alive, and if we kill it, then that's murder, and I totally understand that. I have a hard time with this personally myself. But as a general rule, I find that this is a step in the right direction, and I'm very excited about it. Our next story takes us to Mississippi, where the Mississippi governor to sign a bill banning transgender student athletes from female sports. This article that I'm showing you is really hilarious because it's really framed like they're a bunch of transphobes and they really hate everyone. And then they tried to make it sound like that's not even a problem in Mississippi. So why are you guys focusing on it? But it is a problem. It might not be a headline news story in Mississippi right now, but it is definitely coming. The argument about transgender women in female sports, it's not even complicated. We've seen what happens when a transgender MMA fighter beats the living snot out of a biological woman. Honestly, I'm getting sick and tired of having to say biological woman. It's just very, very frustrating to me. But these are 3 amazing signs that this country is headed in the right direction and that the states are the ones that are going to lead the charge. Now, you know that they're going to get blowback for this. I don't know what kind of shape that blowback's going to come in, and of course they will have lawsuits and the Supreme Court will rule one way or the other, but I don't understand what the states have to do with the Supreme Court anymore. The Supreme Court has already proven that they don't have jurisdiction over the states because they didn't want to hear our election lawsuits. So why do we care what they have to say about our abortion bans or our Second Amendment sanctuary states or anything that we want to do? Realistically, the Fed is not going to send troops into the state. So if the state is willing to take what the Fed throws at them, they'll be fine. There's nothing that they can do about it. That's why I keep saying, and you guys have to encourage your leaders to do this, they have to wean themselves off federal funding completely. They hold the federal funds over them like a knife. And if we can just get them away from spending federal money, then federal government will have no power. There's all this conversation about we need to secede, we need to split up. We don't need to split up. It's that simple. We are stronger together. What we need to do is simple, and it's just if we don't like the rule, we just don't follow it. The other states have proven that this is effective and it works. Even in some cases with the sanctuary cities, where they were told that they were going to lose funding, those went to court and the funding was restored. So really, what can they do to us? I mean, honestly, my focus is really kind of on Texas for this issue. I keep sending them letters and things saying I want Texas to become a 2A sanctuary state, meaning that no new federal gun laws will be enacted, and that we will identify the existing federal gun laws that need to be abolished within the state. Because I would really love to get rid of the NFA and some of the stupid rules on short barrel rifles and suppressors. But I also want us to be a life sanctuary state where a baby that is conceived in Texas is going to make it to term and is not going to be killed. Like, I don't understand why this is controversial. A baby is a baby. The end. Period. Anyway, I get really hopped up on this. I really appreciate your guys' time. Do me a favor. Go to gab.com/patriotpartynews and give us a follow. And then like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, or if you're watching on Rumble, give us a subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and give us a rumble. We really appreciate it. And by now, everyone's aware that the state of Texas has removed their mask mandate, and this is going to go into effect on the 10th of March. So we're going to try this weekend to go out and talk to some Texans and see how they feel about the mask mandate, and if they're excited or if they're scared. So be sure to check back in next week, and you'll get to watch that video. Thanks.